Welcome to Monday on the Mat. We are continuing with March Madness, and today I am bringing you a number of the more challenging exercises from the original 34 classical Pilates mat work. So, with that in mind, I want you to use good judgment in terms of which variations you choose to perform. Take into advice any medical professional's recommendation with regard to exercise. And of course, listen to your body. We will begin with shoulder bridge. Shoulder bridge is a simple, straightforward bridge right up onto the shoulders, pulling the abdominals in. Legs are in line with the sitting bones, heels lined up with the sit bones as well, and you're able to breathe comfortably here. In the event the actual full exercise doesn't work for you, you can simply take a bridge down and up. But shoulder bridge begins here, and I will give you some different options so we can march the legs in one at a time, working towards pelvic stability so that you feel as though you have a carpenter's level across the hip bones and you're trying to keep that bubble right in the center. So this could be your option, or you could just stay on one leg for several repetitions. But the full shoulder bridge exercise looks like this. We lower, we lift. We lower, we lift. You want to make it more challenging, you go a little bit below the supporting knee. Try not to drop the pelvis. And then we'll do the same on that second side. Using your breath, breathing in, breathing out. Same idea of that carpenter's level. Excellent. And right from there, we'll roll ourselves up and get ready for spine twist. Typically in this position, we need a little softness in the knees to have the sit bones firmly rooted into the mat. But if you're able to manage with fully extended legs, I'll take that too. Arms open, you could go palms down if that's a better choice for you. Typically I teach it with the palms facing forward. So listen again to your body and choose accordingly. We're going to just rotate as far as we can to the side, and then we'll do a little pulse. Press, press. Rotate around to the other side. Little pulse. Press, press. Let's add the breath. We inhale, and inhale, and couple more times. And last set. From here, we're going to move into the jackknife. Now, for the jackknife, I suggest as an alternate, a nice articulating bridge, taking a breath at the top, releasing the body with control, sequencing the spine, vertebrae by vertebrae, okay? Otherwise, the legs come up. Now, we're going to be sending our legs back, and you could do this without lifting off of the pelvis and make this your little bit of a jackknife variation. Just reach it back, feel your waist sink into the mat, tailbone lifts and lower. But the jackknife actually has a component of lifting up and then articulating down with good control. You can be parallel, but it is typically performed with that Pilates V position, heels together, toes apart, externally rotating in the femur. We're going to send it up, and then we're going to resist and control the descent. One last time, taking a nice big breath in, exhale, bring it up, find that good balance, slowly bring it all the way down. From jackknife, we're going to just roll right onto our sides and do a side kick. Now, side kick can be in a lot of different positions, but this one is all the way down on the floor. You can be propped on your hand like so, but that doesn't work for everyone, so feel free to bring your head down, and you have kind of that same jackknife position we just did. Hips are here, the legs are forward. Stack those feet and the hips and the shoulders, okay? This hand's resting on the floor no matter which position you choose for this one, and we're just going to lift that foot hip height. From there, we'll bring the leg forward with a flexed foot, pulse, pulse. And then a softly pointed toe reaches back to the back edge of the mat. You feel some opening at the front of the hip. The body remains nice and straight. And we do this again. We go press, press, and reach. And press, press, and reach. And 4 more. And press, press. 1 more time. And of course, we must do the second side. So we'll bring ourselves right on over to that second side, set up just the same way. Nice and square through the hips, hinged at those hips though. So stack them, and here we go. Lift the leg, we press, front, front, and point back. And press, press, and point back. Ideally, you want to feel your body stay quiet so that we're not sort of reverberating and swinging to get that leg up, but really bringing it forward with good control. And that has more to do with your hamstring flexibility than anything. So take it where you can without feeling like your whole body has to crumple. Here's that last one. And we'll return to our back for teaser. So we're going in order of that original mat repertoire. And I'm going to show you some options to get into teaser. So tabletop position, hands can be up. Bring those hands behind the thighs. Tuck the chin, lengthening the back of the neck. We exhale, bring ourselves up. And right about here, we can either keep those legs nice and bent, or we can straighten them as you get to the top. Then you just release and roll back. So this is option 1. Exhale, reach it out, and take it back. Option 2 is to do that without benefit of the hands behind the thighs, but the movement is the same. We exhale, and right about when your hands are near your thighs, you can poke your legs out and come all the way up. If you want to keep them bent, I actually think that's harder when you're not using your hands on your thighs, but experiment, see what works for you. Option number 3 is both legs reaching up to the sky. We exhale and we roll up. Find that good teaser and then take it back. You can keep your arms flat out as it gets stuck, flat out like this, or you can reach them up towards the feet, which is a more traditional position. And then the final variation, and boy, I sure hope I can show it to you, is to come all the way from a fully extended position. And what's challenging here is you'll want to do a fast V-up, kind of more of a gymnastic movement, but this is still an articulation of the spine. There we go. All right, so there's your teaser. From teaser, we're gonna go into hip circles. Now, your hands face back or side. I like side a little bit better because you're less likely to lock the elbow and the shoulder. And then we press up and out of our sit bones. They're still on the floor. This can be done with knees bent, okay? So it's a little bit like, and you see I soften my elbows, you can take them back. Full extension is pretty normal with the hands in this position. Again, I gave you my reasons why you might change that. So we can just make a little circle on the hips and reverse that little circle. Now on this, with the knees bent, I'm staying parallel through those legs. But if you're gonna do the real deal, legs extend, externally rotate, open up the chest. We're gonna reach those legs around and reach those legs around. So challenging exercise. I'm working really hard right now, but I'm trying to act casual, so I'm not, not making it look like too much work. And there we go. We're going to take ourselves and turn all the way over onto the belly. So swimming is next. And swimming I teach in a lot of different ways, so I'm going to just build it up as I often do. We can start with the head down. And we can lift one leg and then lower that leg and take the other leg up, feeling the front of the hip open, feeling the abdominal muscles pull up and in as you exhale. So that's option 1. Option 2, you bring your hands out and have a little bit of extension in the upper spine so that you are working a bit harder through those back muscles, your QL, erectors, all those good things. Now while you're here, we can explore, can we alternately pass those legs? And if that feels like a fair amount of work for you, you're welcome to stay there. You can extend those arms out. But the full swim is arms and legs are both extended and you're flutter kicking and swimming with the arms. It's a lot of work for the glutes and the back, and you have to find a way to breathe continuously and consistently. Last exercise for this week is front support, or I'm sorry, not front support, leg pull from the front support position or a push-up position. And I'm going to teach it so that you can have some options. If being on your hands does not work, you're always welcome to come down to those forearms, and you're just going to bring those legs up, or that leg, and pulse, pulse, and lower. You could do foot articulation, flex point, or point flex, but the more important element is that 2 little pulses, okay? So, again, from the knees, up, up, and down. This is your option if being on both feet in a plank position is a little bit more than you're feeling up for. Okay, there's your full plank. Glide the shoulders down, pulling the, feel like your shoulders are hugging in towards the rib cage, belly pulling up towards the spine, and we have pulse, pulse, and switch. Pulse, pulse, and switch. Pulse, pulse. I have to really think about not locking my elbows. And 4 more, 3 more, 2 more, 1 more. Release the knees and sink back into a bit of a child's pose. And then we'll come on up. So we did quite a number of exercises, and each one of those I showed some variations and modifications, but I also showed the full classical style, and it's pretty challenging. So give it a whirl. You can see why Joseph Pilates didn't do a lot of repetitions. So we believe 10 was the most you needed to do of anything, and many of these were simply 4 to 6. So try a couple out, see how they work for you, and always listen to your body. We'll see you next time for Monday on the Mat.